Dave here from Amplify, and I'm talking to Noah C from Conjurer. How are
Right.
you?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Not bad, not bad. How do you survive with a surname C?
I do all right. I mean, it's funny because a lot of my family will wear glasses, which is ironic, but we may do. We may do. I think it's probably working in our favor, I think, as a unique.
Well, I think, growing up, it's pretty vicious over there, football-wise. And I could just imagine that people are always looking for some reason to sort of get stuck into people because they're an
Oh
angry.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, I always got more Noah stuff than C, so
yeah, well, Noah, like the old Bill Cosby thing. Noah. You wouldn't even know about that because it's an old record. Okay, how'd the band come together? Now you're going to have a difficulty bloody telling me about that because you only got
yeah.
to 2022. But
Yeah, I can do my best. I've heard all the stories and actually have been a fan of the band. I've been aware of the band for pretty much. Yeah, maybe even since the band kind of started, I
10 years
played,
ago, but I think 2020, 2014 or something like that.
yeah, something around then, yeah, because my old band back in 2014 played at a venue. We did a tour. We did a couple tours actually. I think we did like a little weekender, and Conjurer were the local openers on one of those shows, and that was I think Brady said it was their second ever gig. Um, and then played with them again maybe a year
And they
later.
were headlining.
They were opening, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, so opening.
That's Yeah, they were the local openers in Milton Keynes in the UK, and
I know Milton Keynes because
yeah,
when I was there in '86,
mm,
Milton Keynes was like a satellite town.
right, yeah,
They were doing something completely new and modern, and they had
yeah,
something taking place there that was, completely different to the traditional, British way.
yeah,
So I remember it from that sort of time.
yeah. It's funny that my partner, she's from Milton Keynes. I always say it's like a experiment.
Is Warwick
The
near Milton Keynes?
Sorry,
Is Warwick near Milton Keynes, or is Milton Keynes in Warwickshire, or what?
no, it's kind of I think it's Northamptonshire. I might be wrong with that, but it's like centre of the country, Midlands area.
So how'd the band come together?
Yes, I was just saying I'll probably jump into that question. Um, as far as I'm aware, everyone was, in local bands and stuff. I know Connor, our bass player, and Danny, our guitarist, were in bands together. Um, and that whole group, they all knew each other from like I say, playing in these bands. And I think Brady said that he wanted to just start a new band, you know, with these particular influences. And I think Danny answered, and I think they had a song written already, Behold the Swine, which was on the first EP. I think, yeah, I think it was either Swine or there's another song, A Chasm Forged in blah, blah, blah. One of those two. I think they sent to Brady, and Brady's like, what is this? Whatever it is, it's cool. Let's do it. And I think from there it was a case of, cool, let's put the dream team band together and then go from there. Um, and yeah, as far as I could tell, like from my experience watching the band from afar, because I really enjoyed that first EP when we heard it, um, just playing all the time. They were just playing all the way around the country. They did some of the Bloodstock Metal to the Masses, which in the UK is like Bloodstock Festival. Hold these, it's like Battle of the Bands, these regional Battle of the Bands. The winner of which, after many rounds, gets to play at a stage at the festival, and they won, so they got to play at this festival. And yeah, I think that's one of the things that kind of separated them from, okay, this isn't just like a local band that will play at a pub and you'll go, oh, they're cool, whatever. This is like the real deal. And for me, spectating, it was always amazing to see the band's energy live for such a fresh and new band, a young band.
Yeah.
Um, they'd be playing, I'm sure you know what it's like when you see a local band a young band of late teens, early 20-year-olds, sometimes they can be quite stilted. They're not really sure what to do, or maybe not as confident as they want to be. But then you'd watch them play and they would just be throwing themselves around the stage. They'd have the songs to support that. And, you kind of watch a band like that and go, yeah, they don't really belong here. They belong a little bit further
Yeah,
along.
yep.
Yeah, so it's cool
And
to
so
see.
how did you come by them in 22 then?
Yeah, so I was like I said, I've known Brady for a bit, and I'm pretty sure he's been aware of the fact that the band I used to play in that we played with was a band called Chapters, who it's a couple of the guys from the band Earn. I don't know if you know Earn. It's two of those guys. Brady and the band are like fans of that band as well as myself. Big fans of Chapters, so it's very kind of technical metal stuff. And then just from continuing my own kind of path and still playing and still being busy and still touring, I think he saw when they needed a drummer, okay, this guy has the experience, has the chops, we like similar types of music, we're mutual friends and stuff. It was a strong candidate, I'm sure, or a strong consideration from them for
And
myself.
here you are. How would you describe your sound? They say non-specific in terms of subgenre with sludge metal, doom metal, and post metal. How
Mm,
would you describe your sound?
yeah. Well, we always use the term riff music, which is just, obviously a bit of a joke, but yeah, I'd say it's just extreme progressive music. We try to take as much as we can the good bits from all the extreme genres that we like
Yeah.
and just use them in a way that we think is interesting. So
And the fans like the music, performance, or both?
I hope both. I hope all of it.
All of the above. Who are the influences? Who are the bands or the artists that would you would say uh, influence who you are?
Yeah, I think from the beginning it was bands like Mastodon, Converge, Gojira. There's a band in the States called Armed for Apocalypse as well. If you ever check out their stuff, particularly like the earlier records, you will just go, Conjurer have completely just ripped this band off.
Yep.
A lot of the sludgy, doomy stuff, they're a bit more of a hardcore kind of vibe to it, but the energy of that, I think, was a big inspiration for the band starting, and it's always a focus point for like the quality as well. Bands like Baroness these days are really, really influential. The kind of melody that they use as well. Uh, I feel like the riff stuff and the heavy stuff is pretty um, got that kind of on lock. I think with Conjurers, the stuff that interests us now is more of the melodic side of things. Like Danny and I listen to a lot of folk music, Fleet Foxes and Jim Geddy and guys like that, even jazz stuff, Julian Lage and things like that. But we're not going to be a jazz band anytime soon. But
No,
yeah, just interesting melody. That's kind of the more stuff that's exciting us these days.
okay. Unself is coming out in a couple of weeks or a week and a half or whatever. What's it all about? Describe its origin and evolution.
Yeah, so I mean, the album is about a journey of the person, the narrator. In this case, it's focused around Danny, a guitarist vocalist, um, and it's kind of a journey. Well, the beginning and the end of the album are tied together with this almost this cover of an old English folk song called "This World Is Not My Home." Um, the intent of the first version of it at the beginning of the album is kind of, this world is my home, but that's fine. I'm going to go to another place afterwards. The original song is like kind of more of a biblical, this world is not my home. My real home is heaven or, the afterlife. But
I
I kind
think
of
they
take that.
described it. They said this record is the sound of four individuals living with more purpose and, as a consequence, creating with more purpose.
Yeah. Of course. I mean, that's the musical side of things. Uh, but yeah, the topics, it's kind of just like why the world is fucked, basically. And the end of the record is just like, yep, no, I'm out.
So it's American based.
Well, there are some topics that are influenced and inspired, let's say, by particular people
Yeah.
or groups of people in the States. There's a lot of looking within yourself on a lot of the songs, and then there's a lot of fuck you kind of stuff on the record. But yeah,
What
musically, it's just I
what are
know
the
exactly what we want to do.
what are the signature tracks?
Signature tracks.
If I was
Uh,
if I was picking the record up, I'd never listened to Conjurer before. Which tracks would you take me to?
well, one of the singles, "Let Us Live," um, probably I think one of the more mature songs on the record. It's very melodic, very heavy. It does a lot of kind of Conjurer tropes in there as well, but it's got a really strong message about kind of the trans community and Dan's kind of discovery of non-binary uh, lifestyle. And there's that one that's a really big part of it. There's a song that isn't out yet called "All Apart," which is at the beginning of the record. That one kind of just does everything you want a Conjurer song to do. It's like 6 or 7 minutes. It's got melody. It's got super heavy riffs and breakdowns, and it's epic. That's one that's kind of like Conjurer by numbers. Here we go, kind of thing.
Is that your favorite?
It's one of. It's not necessarily my favorite. There's a couple on there that I'm excited for people to hear. There's one called "Foreclosure" that's like the longest song on the album. Starts as a bit more of a post-rock, atmospheric kind of thing, and then it goes just into super heavy riffs and it's got a great vibe on that one, and it touches on a lot of stuff that I don't think musically the band's done before. So I'm excited for everyone to hear that one, and they
No,
might hate it, but hopefully they love it. So,
no, they'll love it. What tours and events are coming up?
so we've got a headline tour pretty much just after the album comes out. It's just Europe and UK, a week in Europe, a week in the UK, pretty much. And yeah, we're going to be playing pretty much the whole album, not in order front to back, but peppered in there, which would be great fun. And I think it's really cool that we've got an album that we all want to play every single song, and we can play every single song, which is really good. Because we've had an issue in the past with songs being too long, or if you play that, then you have to cut that one, and we can't cut that one, so we'll have to cut that one. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's cool to have some
And
songs we could just go
when
for.
when are you coming down here?
There's nothing as of yet kind of concrete, but obviously we did a few headline shows and some support shows out in Australia a year or two ago, I think. So it'd be really cool to come back on this album cycle. I'd love to do some support stuff there because we supported Botch for a couple of shows and they were just like fantastic.
Who was
Really
that?
great
You
show.
supported who?
Botch,
Uh,
Botch.
Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
how come you haven't got an accent?
I haven't got an accent.
You've
It's
you've only got a very light accent. You know, you could almost take you for an Australian.
Yeah, I mean, I've hung out with a lot of Australians over the last year or two, so
Maybe you've picked up something from them because you
yeah,
don't
maybe.
seem to have much of an accent. You know, when we watch the cricket and Barmy Army and someone saying, "Yeah, man, it's going to be fucking," you have this sort of
Yeah,
idea that you're going to expect to hear that from somebody or some heavy
yeah.
bloke or whatever.
I'm a
And
bit of a blank canvas. I kind of take on the accent of who I'm with. So
all right, if you could perform with any music artist, alive or dead, who would you choose?
um, that as in myself or the band?
As in yourself, because
Myself.
I mean you can't really talk for the band because the band's the band. You know,
Yeah. I mean, huge Metallica fan, so I do
they're
every
coming
single.
out here. They're coming out here.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. Yeah, that'd be
Actually, I
fantastic.
spoke to Psycho from Suicidal uh,
Mm.
about a month ago. So he's playing with them, but he's played with them a lot, so it probably doesn't matter.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think
Sweet.
one of the guys in Metallica played for them back 30 years ago.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Rob,
so
different
that
bass player.
gets a bit of a look in. Yeah, Metallica.
Yeah,
And
Metallica. I'm trying to think who else. I saw. It'd be cool to do something not so metal. I saw one of my favorite bands is a band called Flight, who I don't know, it's acoustic. I was just music, it's kind of like the Beatles, but it's got some modern stuff in there as well. Um, and went to see them recently, and I just thought this would be such a great band to play. And it's really simple drums, really kind of retro sounding, you know, Ringo style kind of drumming, and I was like, this would just be so much fun to do. So either of those two, either
Right.
Flight or Metallica. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. All right, let's finish up with some quick fires. You ready
Sure.
for this? What's the
Oh,
craziest thing you've ever done?
don't know if I could say.
Yeah, that you're allowed to talk.
Uh,
Don't get arrested. Don't say like Ed Gein. I cut up
yeah,
a few people last night, and I'm looking forward to having sex with them once I dig them up or something, really, because that might be a
yeah,
bit extreme.
yeah. Maybe I shouldn't say that one. Yeah. How about I don't know. When I was younger, I threw a traffic cone off a building. Maybe that.
A
Maybe that's.
traffic cone off a building into a
Yeah.
crowd or something, into people walking below, or
But I don't know. That was the issue. I didn't know and I didn't care.
well then maybe we have got a crime here. Maybe someone did
Yeah,
die as a result.
no one was there. So
There's
yeah,
a heavy, detective listening to this saying
it was him.
that cold case. I'm going to
Exactly.
open it back up
Missing cone. Yeah.
because I don't think there'd be too many people hit by a traffic cone, so it'd be
No, that's
unique.
it. It was late at night. I think I was aiming for a friend. That was probably about it.
Oh, there you go. There you go. At least you were trying to kill a friend. It wasn't like a stranger.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's got merit. What's the one topic you can talk about for hours?
Probably Metallica again. Talk about them for ages.
Well, you've probably got, if you're a Metallica fan, you've probably got 175 of their favorite T-shirts.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Um, what's the thing you like most about yourself?
Probably, I like to think. I mean, behind closed doors, I can be a bit crazy and a bit anxious, but I can get on with most people, have a conversation with anyone, and you know, that's probably what I'm happiest about.
You
Much.
don't come across you don't come across as a madman to me, and I would think that most drummers are, by almost by nature are, active people.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, there's crazy bunch out
They
there.
are. All right, these are current or all-time favourites. We're getting to the end now. Current or all-time favourites. Favorite album.
I'll say Grace by Jeff Buckley.
Aha, well, it's a good album. Favorite artist,
Artists, like
music
musical
artist.
music artist. I'll probably have to say Metallica again. God, is it
Well, that's,
Metallica?
that's not a bad. It's fine to say. Favorite
Go
movie.
for it.
Favorite
Favorite
movie.
movie?
Metallica's life story.
Yeah, yeah. Um, some kind of monster. Does that count? Um, I'm trying to think. Damn. Yeah, I could be here for ages thinking of this one. Favorite movie. I know this was quickfire, wasn't it? I don't know. Blade Runner. Sure, Blade Runner. Wow.
Really, Blade Runner. Well, there's a pick. That's probably 30, 40 years old as well.
Yeah,
Favorite
yeah.
place to visit.
Favorite. Sorry.
Place to visit.
Place to visit. The pub, maybe.
Local.
A local. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh well, favorite venue to play.
Favorite venue to play. Anywhere in Holland is always really cool.
Damn, that's pretty cool. Favorite food.
Favorite food. Fish and chips. Absolutely. In Australia, I had my favorite ever meal in Australia. Down
I
in
think they're a bit greasy over there. I think they're a bit
yeah, they are a bit fresher out in Oz. Had a great fish and chips in Tasmania. Best
the best. Favorite drink in the local.
in the local Guinness.
Guinness. That's the black one, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Ah, favorite person in history, apart from me.
Apart from you, okay, damn, I've got to think now. Favorite person in history. I
Dad,
haven't thought.
Mandela, Gandhi, Trump.
Oh God. I wish he was history. To be fair, Trump. Um,
It's amazing how many people hate him because he keeps on going further and further. So
I know
if you're
it's just
talking in front of him, you love him and you've got to lift him up. And if you're talking behind his back, you hate him. I think
yeah,
everybody
it's
hates him behind his back.
baffling. What
But he's
I'm trying.
saved so much. He's fixed all the wars, and he's fixed America, and
It's incredible.
it's fixed everything. And it's not like I was always it was always funny in the first session when he said he's not going to take a salary, and then he managed to make millions out of it. Well, this time he's making billions out of it, so no wonder he doesn't take a salary.
Yeah, of course.
He's actually a rich guy now. So
Yeah, yeah,
being
absolutely.
president's a pretty lucrative deal if you do it the right way.
Yeah,
Who else?
yeah.
What other
Yeah,
person?
I don't know.
Who's influenced you most? Who's the person that you'd say
Person in history. Damn.
the lead singer out of Metallica? No.
Yeah, sure. Or Lars Ulrich, maybe the drummer. Let's go for Lars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lars. Actually, Lars is great.
Because you
Um,
said Gandhi and Mandela. I thought Lars isn't really up there with those guys, but
well, you don't know.
yeah.
You haven't had a lot of conversations with him, have you?
No.
You might be
No.
surprised. You might be surprised. I get very surprised here all the time because basically I talk to people that are heavy or they're screamos or whatever the situation is, and I say, what's a subject you can talk about for hours? And they say consciousness or, something like that. And you think to
Wow.
yourself, that just doesn't make sense. Okay, last question. Favorite tattoo? You're not a clean skin, obviously.
No, no. I've got a couple. I've got a hair.
A hair. Why?
A hair. There's an artist in the UK called Sin Eater, and he kind of does like wood carving, kind of old English kind of artwork, and a lot of the stuff it's kind of Wicker Man, hereditary, no, not hereditary. It's
Historical.
kind of yeah, old English folk kind of stuff. Um, and I just thought it was really cool, really great aesthetic, really cool.
So it's an actual wood carving that you got someone to do a tattoo of.
No, so it's like that style of think, but very like fine pen kind of stuff, Wicker Man-y kind of topics and
And
things
what's
like
it
that.
represent for you?
Nothing. That's
There's
what
no
it is.
story. You could have made up a story. You could have
No,
said,
I know, but I honestly, I'm not a fan when
I
people
learned, that, early on
try and
when I
make
was
stuff.
young, I used to go fast and I used to explode all the time.
Yeah,
And then I slowed up. And so as soon as I slowed up and got wise, I made sure I put the hair down there to remind me that I shouldn't go fast. I should go slow.
yeah, yeah, exactly,
There's a
exactly. That
story.
sounds good to me.
There's-
Yeah, I mean,
You can have it. You can have it. All right, I'll
yeah,
give it to
thank you
you.
very much. Appreciate that.
That's it. That's it.
Awesome.
So enjoy the album's coming out. What number's that? Number
Three for the band. Yeah, album three.
is it the third album?
It is. Yeah. Um,
Well, we're gonna wait for it. When it comes out, we're gonna listen to it and
Perfect.
we'll push it around and see if other people listen to it. And we hope you have fun on your UK Europe tour playing it.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Looking forward to hearing what your favorite song would be on the record as well.
Well, there you go. Well, how many people I get 1,000 emails a day, mind you, and or something like a lot, and everyone says, "I sent you that music. Did you listen to it?" And I said, "Did I listen to it? I haven't even, I'm still going through the mail at 11 o'clock at
Yeah.
night. I haven't been able to open the fucking mail, let alone listen to it." So it's always
Um,
a funny thing when they say, "What's your opinion?"
yeah. Yeah.
I sort of I get to hear something, maybe someone sends a video through or something or other and it catches my eye, or we put up someone that's just obscure that no one's ever seen or something like that, and I'll hear their stuff more than I'll hear the more traditional mainstream sort of stuff.
Yeah. Of
Uh,
course.
But
Before we go, can I ask you about your T-shirt as well?
this one,
Yeah.
well, I just want to make sure that when I talk to people overseas that they
Mm.
don't come here. We've got enough. This is a Trump special.
Is it? Yeah, yeah. It's because it's funny. My brother
No,
moved
it's
from
actually a band, I
last year.
think. It's a band
Is
that
it?
brought a band have it. Because sometimes
Oh,
they send me a t-shirt and I can't remember who the band was,
yeah.
but so I can't tell you. I can't.
Yeah, it's because my brother moved to Melbourne last year or the year before.
Did he?
So as soon as I saw that, I thought, right, well, he needs to see
He,
that.
he needs one. What about when you say he moved to Melbourne for what? Partner
Uh,
or
he,
work?
he just for like personal, he moved there with a partner at the time, and then now he's out there just living his best life.
Who's he support? What football sides he support?
So he's an Everton fan in the UK. I don't know if he supports any
I know
uh,
Everton. Everton.
football in other time spots.
Everton's like one of the top teams, and it's like a pretty easy sort, aren't they?
They're up there, as in they're associated with the top teams, but it's
They're not
never
a top team.
never an easy ride being
So
a
who's he
football.
support here in the football?
I don't know actually. I'll ask him about that. I don't know off the top of my head.
Black and white. Tell him to support Collingwood.
Perfect. We'll do.
All done. Thank you, man. Thanks for your time. We'll
Very
whack it
much.
up. Let's see if we get some eyes on the album.
Perfect. Thank
Good
you
on
so
you,
much.
mate. All the best.
You too.
Bye.